Cheers, and how you do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? You know, I'm not really here, right? A little disclaimer. Just trying to set a mood, you know, a little backdrop. Anyways, I'm not trying to fool anybody, just trying to create a mood. I'm having a cocktail, so I got nice little jazz in the background, nice looking, little pub there. So here's what I got. I'm trying to work through some stuff I had open. Uh, so I had about 2.5 ounces of the Dogmaster Bourbon. So I used that. So I'm making a Manhattan, let's say, inspired cocktail, because it's not really a true Manhattan. But the idea is there, right? So I used the last 2 ounces, but here's why it's not a true Manhattan, because in place of the, I forgot to do something here real quick. In place of the sweet vermouth, I'm using the Puchta port. Yep, need to fix that real fast here. There we go. Now we're back in business. All right, make sure it worked. Yep. Okay. So yeah, let me show you the Puchta port. So I've got 2 Missouri products. That was kind of the idea too. I wanted to use, well, not necessarily local to me or Springfield, but at least two Missouri products. Puchta out of where are they out of? It says here somewhere. I cannot read that. Herman. I thought, okay, I didn't realize they were right in Herman, Missouri. So that's about 3.5 hours from where I'm at here. I think Columbia, I don't know, it's about 3 hours maybe. It's where Dogmaster comes from. So I got local products for the most part. I had to stray a little bit for the bitters. I decided to use plum bitters here. I'm going to change it, make it a fall cocktail, but I do have the standard cherry, although it isn't a Luxardo or a Marasca. Those are the 2 classics. But I'm using a Collins bourbon cherry, which, I mean, if I didn't tell you, you'd never be able to tell the difference. So anyway. Now, some like to use those fancy things to put on top. Hey, man, make the drink any way you want to. But that cherry isn't doing you any good outside the drink. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, lunch on my first drink of the day. I just got home from work. Did a short shift today, only 4.5 hours. But I'm on a 13-day run, so now I'm finally off, and I'm off tomorrow, so now I can relax. Wife was in the kitchen working on some dessert when I got home. So, well, we'll just wait on dinner, let her finish up there, and I'll start off with a cocktail. She takes a while. I might have 2 cocktails, but only one per video. So I'm doing a long video. I'm going to just do some short ones. 1 cocktail per. The aroma on that is beautiful. I do love this Puchta port. It's very good. For a non-import. Oh gosh, that's delicious. 18% it is. I'm getting near the end of it too. So like I said, I'm trying to finish off a few things. And I did bring those cherries here. Let me show you what cherries I'm using here. I thought it was Collins. My bad. It's the Woodford Reserve. I had the Collins, and I thought I grabbed the Collins, but I grabbed they're the Woodford Reserve bourbon cherries. But the prices, I mean, these run about 10 a jar, whereas the Marascas run about 25, and the Luxardos run about 25 a jar. And like I said, if I didn't tell you the difference, you'd never know. They look the same, they taste the same. Don't pay more if you don't have to, but never use those bright red cherries in a good cocktail. They just don't belong. Never, 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 never. Anyways, I digress. Now that I'm done, I can finally take a breather. I've been on a long stretch without a day off, and I've just wiped out. So the fact that she was working in there was fine, so I can relax with a cocktail, take it easy, get it all off my chest. I got some smooth jazz. Little pub in the background. Anyway, it looks like the place that you'd have a drink like this. Some of these glasses, there's glass here, go back and forth with glass I wanted to use. My wife found a bunch of glasses at a thrift store, or a couple different ones. I believe this one came from St. James, but then there was a little store in Liberty she bought some stuff at too. You know, we've had a lot of stuff in storage for a long time. We've been unboxing stuff, so now I'm not really sure what came from where. But I like this. I like this glass for a Manhattan. It seems like a classic Manhattan shape. And the ingredients worked out perfect. I got it right to about where I wanted it. I had 2.5 ounces left of that bourbon. I thought, oh, that'll work perfect. The Manhattan is typically a straight up cocktail. Some do like it on the rocks. I don't. In fact, I even tend to make my old fashioned straight up because I'm not a fan of ice in a drink. But uh, the Manhattan's a nice sipping cocktail, right? So you do want it to start cold, and it will stay cold for you for a while, but you don't necessarily need to stay ice cold, right? You want it to start cold, but you're using good ingredients, so it doesn't need to stay ice cold, which is why you don't need ice in the drink. That and you don't want the drink watered down, right? You want to taste that whiskey. You want to taste what the sweet vermouth, or in my case, the port. You want to, you want to feel the aromatics of whatever bitters you're using. But yeah, it is a drink you just want to relax with. It's not a shot. It's not a pounder. No, you just want to enjoy the cocktail, relax, enjoy it. You're off work now. It's a perfect after work cocktail. And I can relax. Although I will say the Manhattan is typically more of a after dinner cocktail, more of a digestive, but I think it does work as an aperitif as well. I've been thinking about using the rest of that Dogmaster and then using that Adam Puchta to kind of do a Manhattan inspired cocktail. Did a old fashioned last night, but I've been thinking about a Manhattan. And I've been experimenting with different ingredients to replace the sweet vermouth. And I've used cream sherry. I've used port. I'm looking at maybe trying some other things as well. Because you want to add some sweetness, but you also need that acidity that the sweet vermouth brings to the party. So if you're going to replace it, the product you use needs to do that. It needs to add a little sweetness, but also some acidity. Oh gosh, that works perfect. I love that port in here. Boy, that's gorgeous. It does change the color of your cocktail, yeah, but I love that color. Look at that. That's just beautiful. Like I said, I love the shape of this glass. It works. I think it works perfect for a classic Manhattan. I had some other ones I thought about using, but they were a little smaller than I thought they were, so I didn't think it would hold it up. But I love the shape of it. I think it would work perfectly. I may use it to make a martini because it's a little smaller than your typical martini glass. But I think the shape would work perfect. I think they're probably more of a cordial glass, to be honest with you. But I do like the shape. The shape would lend itself a little martini, I do believe. I picked up these plum bitters. I don't know, a couple weeks ago here in town maybe 3 weeks ago at a Macadoodles here in town. But I picked up some rhubarb bitters. So I don't know, a couple of months ago now in Kansas City that I really have enjoyed too. But now as we're getting into fall, well, the plum bitters, and I have some black walnut bitters, which is my typical fall bitter. I use when I make that maple old fashioned. Oh man, that is gorgeous. That's just a nice drink. Now I can relax, take a break. I don't have to do anything. Worst comes to worst, we'll just warm up 7 minutes. If I don't get to what I was planning on doing, it's not going to be a big thing one way or the other. Because I knew I was working till 5. I didn't want to do a real extravagant dinner, but my wife picked up just a store-bought pizza crust the other day, so I was going to use that, and because got good cheese in here, I think it's a Asiago Parm Romano blend, and I've got some good provolone as well. So I thought I would do half the pizza with do double bacon olive on half, because I've got bacon already cooked, but then I've also got this very good, they call it butcher cut bacon, but it's more or less like a European style or an Irish bacon. So I thought I would use some of that, do that, some black olive, but use the other half because we have some tomatoes from our garden out there. I do half of that, half margarita. But what I'm going to do different is neither one of us are crazy about a red sauce. We're just not. So I'm just gonna we're just gonna brush it with some olive oil, put some garlic down, some herbs, and then lay the cheese down and the ingredients on top. So that's kind of the plan of attack. I apologize for keep scratching my nose. It's itching like nobody's business today. Allergies, those fall allergies are killing me. Anyways, I digress. Uh, so I do like this Dogmaster bourbon. This was actually a so I was at their distillery a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it. I bought their bourbon and their aged whiskey, which I really enjoyed. Uh, but this was actually a gift. Well, not totally. It was used at a tasting, and then I was given the rest of the bottle. So I received it about it was probably back there when I received it. So I just kind of wanted to get through the rest of it. I used some last night, a cocktail, but I wanted to get through the rest of it today. I figured I had enough for one cocktail, and by golly, I was right, man. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do another version of a Manhattan next, or do a version of an old fashioned. But I think I'm going to stay with the straight up cocktail. I'm just not in the mood for ice today. I do like a chilled cocktail, but I'm not feeling the ice. And I have some Whistle Pig maple syrup, which is perfect for a maple old fashioned. I think I've got a little of the piggyback 6-year-old left, so that makes a very nice old fashioned as well. Oh, put that little star up there on top. This is a nice glass. I really like it. I guess it could be you can use it for champagne, I suppose. But I love the shape for a Manhattan. I think it's a perfect glass for a classic Manhattan. Had just the right amount of bourbon left. Sometimes I like to go 3 ounces, but 2.5 actually work just about perfect here. As you can see, as I've talked for about 13 minutes, I'm not in a major hurry to drink this. I'm thinking of some of the best Manhattans I've had out over the years. Dogmaster had a very fine one when I was there. Um, Tom's Town and Kansas City, that Manhattan was oh insanely good. And there was the month-old and year-old Manhattan at the Moonrise Hotel in St. Louis on the Del Mar Loop. So you go up to the rooftop bar and you can have the month-old Manhattan rather, month-old Manhattan. You sit out there, oh, it's just gorgeous. But the downstairs bar has a year-old one. Oh, they weren't cheap, but it was vacation money. It was really good though. So those were some of the best that I've had. I didn't become a cocktail drinker until probably, I don't know, honestly, probably in my 50s because my dad was mostly highballs. It was always bourbon and water, typically Jim Beam, sometimes Jack Daniels, which is Tennessee whiskey, but and sometimes Wild Turkey. But it was always very simple. So these type of cocktails in Manhattan, the old fashioned, I didn't have till I was older. But now that I've had them, oh my god! Now that I've had an old fashioned and a Manhattan, I just love the Manhattan is probably my favorite cocktail. I just love the Manhattan, but I also love playing around with the ingredients. I love swapping out that sweet vermouth for something else. You can see that cherry. I mean, it doesn't look any different from a Maraschka or Luxardo. The Collins cherries work just the same too. I thought I had the Collins jar, so I know I've got some of them in there as well. But I picked up that Woodford Reserve, when we were in the Kansas City area because I wanted to be able to make a Manhattan at where we were staying. So yeah, we found this great place in Liberty. It was just an amazing space, incredible kitchen, and this nice soaking tub of this shower that was incredible. It was one of those that kind of rained over you, but it had these shower heads that were kind of positioned in different places that would hit you in different places on your body without getting graphic. Oh, it was incredible because you could just go, oh my God, everything was getting wet. Anyways, it was very nice. It was just a nice space just to relax, and I kind of enjoy doing that as opposed to a hotel room. Oh, monkey puffs. That's a cocktail, baby. That is good. So I'll let you know later if that pizza happens or not, or if we just do something even similar. I do something even easier than that. We'll see how it progresses. Yeah, nothing's etched in stone. Relax. You just want to come home, have a cocktail, give her space in the kitchen, let her do what she's going to do. Desserts are her thing. That's what she's amazing at. Oh, as we get near Halloween, I guess heading into the fall, it will be heading towards Thanksgiving, I guess. Oh man, that is delicious. I wonder if I had the balance right. So I had about 2.5 ounces of the bourbon. I only used about a half ounce of the Adam Pushta, and it worked out just about right. Because I let that finish nice and dry, not overly sweet. Perfect. Anyway. Sorry about that. Got a little carried away. This is my first drink of the day, though. Believe it or not, I am Tom, the whiskey whisper, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy. Sludge you.